Okay, good morning. Good morning. I am always happy to be here on Thursday morning. And today we have a special treat. I absolutely love Dee Dee. She is on my team, but she's just a wonderful person and all around. And I got to know her because she actually is my virtual assistant. So she's helped me create any of the all the good stuff that I have, all the graphics, any sort of newsletters, anything that I need, reports. Like if I need it, Dee Dee can figure out how to get it for me. And so she's always been valuable to me. And of course, we have become friends. She came out 2 weeks ago and helped me organize my house and my office. And we filled a dumpster and they finally took it away. I'm kind of sad because I thought about some more things I wanted to throw away. But that just went hand in hand with the Clean Gut, Clean House challenge group that we're doing. I've been trying to keep up. I'm only behind on maybe like one item in my closet. So that's a whole other issue. Um, so I wanted to bring Dee Dee on today just to share a little bit, um, just to begin with, about her health testimony. She has an amazing health testimony. I want you to hear the progression of it. I want you to hear the products that she has been using, and you're going to hear the determination and the discipline of once you make a decision, well, it's going to happen. That's all there is to it. That's the way Dee Dee is. If she makes a decision, and then we'll go a little further and tell you some more. But Dee Dee, you can tell us anything you want about yourself, introduce yourself, and then tell us a little bit about your story, how you started, the products that you've been using, and take it away. It's all yours.
So, hi everybody. My name is Dee Cole. I am hopping in from sunny Massachusetts today, where it's a balmy, I don't know, 40 degrees maybe. The spring has not arrived here yet, but I joined Plexus back in January after having sampled, we'll call it, some Slim and Active a couple of years ago. I was running, I was more physically fit. I had decided I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to do all the things. Cheryl sent some samples. I loved it, but I just couldn't keep up with the cost of the products. I am a single mom of three. I got divorced about 4 years ago now. Just didn't have my finances in order. Didn't prioritize my health as much. Kind of fell off that health journey wagon and said, you know what, whatever, I'll get back to it. But January 1st of this year, I woke up and I don't know if it was the new year or what it was, but I looked at my boyfriend and said, I'm done. Enough's enough. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I'm done being fat. And he was like, You're not fat. I was like, But I'm not comfortable with where I am, and I'm ready to change. I need to do something. And my mom said recently, when you set your mind to something, like it just happens, you just make it happen. So I messaged Cheryl and said, I've still got some of that Slim and Active in the closet. I also have that box of Reset that came as a sample from something. I think when she sent me some samples of something, it was like a free reset for the month or whatever. It's been sitting in my cabinet and I have not had the courage to go 3 days without eating and use it. So I know that I need to do that at some point, but I'm not ready yet. But I'm going to start with the Slim and Active that I have. What else can I do? What do you recommend? I need to get healthier. So she said, number one, hands down, triplex. You have to do triplex. Okay, fine. What's that cost? So she tells me, and I said, okay, how about some kind of detox? I mean, I'm working with her all the time, so I see what these products are. But I said, what's the one that's like the liver detox? I want these vaccines out of my system. I want the junk out of here. How do I do it? How do I fix it? So she said, we're going to send you Restore. So I started with triplex and Restore plus some active because I knew I was going to need it. But I said to her, there's no way that I can pay for this every month. I am on a real limited income. I don't know how I'm supposed to make this happen. But I'm already in direct sales as a paper pie consultant. I sell children's books. I don't want another source of income. I don't need another job. So can you just do everything? She was like, yes, we'll figure it out. We'll find a way. It's going to be really easy once you start seeing changes. You can start posting about them, and people are going to follow along, and they're going to want to join in. And once you've got 3, you go silver, you've got the cost of your products. Can you do everything? Yeah, pretty much. You get the cost of your products covered, and that's where you need to start. So I said, all right, I trust you. We're going to make this work. So I maxed out my credit card. I had nothing left on my card. I think I carried like $1,000 over my maximum balance for a while. I don't know how I was able to keep swiping my card, but I had my products and my life started to change. Pretty quickly after that, I said, okay, I think I'm ready to do this reset thing. How do I do this? So she walked me through the steps. I did the 3-day reset. I lost about 4.5, 5 pounds. But most importantly, it reset my mindset. And that's what I really needed. I needed that like push to figure out, how am I going to fuel my body right? How am I going to make this a lasting thing? I went through all the trainings. I watched all the videos. I learned how to count my macros. I learned how to fuel my body with more protein and less junk, less carbs, less fat. And it wasn't that I was always eating awful. I was just eating a lot of it. It's okay to have a few bites of candy. I would eat a bag of candy and go, oops, it's gone. So that was where I really needed to retrain my mindset. And once I did, I found that it's been so much easier to move forward. So I noticed, obviously, weight loss. I've lost 33 pounds as of this week since January 1st, which has been awesome. So that's been a huge motivator for me. Every time I get on the scale and there's another pound or 2 gone, it's like, okay, I'm still working in the right direction. The brain fog is gone. My headaches have drastically decreased. I was having 4 to 5 headaches, migraines a week, having to take Excedrin on a regular basis, and sometimes it wouldn't even touch it. Cheryl had suggested take an active if you have a headache. It actually opens up those, she has the words for it. It opens up the something. It does something in your brain. Tell us, because I want to say this right and I never remember. The blood vessels. Okay, so it opens up the blood vessels in your brain, and that's where tension headaches come from. So if you take an active, that's going to help you. So, okay, I'll take an active. Well, within like 20 minutes, my headache was gone. And I was like, all right, this is a fluke. So, a day or 2 later, I had another headache. Took an active, headache was gone. I was like, I can get behind this, because now I have 6 hours of energy and stamina to get through the rest of my day without a headache. So that I can count on one hand now the number of times I've taken Excedrin since the start of the year, where active just didn't do it, or my headache started at like 9 o'clock at night, and I said, if I take an active right now, I'll never go to bed. So I took Excedrin at that on that occasion. But yeah, that has been life changing for me, not having those headaches. I have, like I said, 3 small kids. They're 8, 6, and 4. It's a lot keeping up with them, keeping up with their schedule, and juggling it all on my own. I really don't have help on a regular basis, and I've found that I've had way more patience with them. I've had more energy to keep up with them. Yeah, just overall, I've really loved what I've been able to accomplish with the help of these products, as a tool to help me move forward and change my life. So recently, I started with X Factor because I had noticed that some of my allergy symptoms were going away. So I said, I'm going to get rid of the Claritin, but I also want to get rid of my levothyroxine that I'm taking for my hypothyroid. So I got some baseline blood work done last week. I went and saw my primary the other day and said, here's my plan. I'm going to start weaning off of my medication. And she was like, oh, okay. Well, have you heard of these cool shots that you can get? And I'm like, no, I don't want more drugs in my system. I don't want more pharmaceutical, whatever. I want to do this the healthy way. And she goes, oh, good. Well, you're eligible for the pneumonia vaccine. No, I don't want that either. I don't want this stuff. I'm like detoxing from all of this junk. I don't want it. So that's my next plan. The allergy symptoms definitely have decreased. The headaches are so much better. The weight is coming off. The brain fog and just all of the things. So many positive changes that I'm hoping to be off the thyroid medication. Realistically, probably by the end of the summer would be my goal.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be amazing. And so are you hearing, okay, that she decided, okay, that really has to be the first step. And you know, we'll post about it. We'll say, "Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired?" And you always wonder who is gonna be that person.
That
Dee
was
was. But then step by step. But here there are a couple things. So we started with triplex. But I love that she also started with restore. So one of the things that I found in December and January, I think is when the company was promoting, or maybe it was, oh, maybe it was November and December for Leaders Retreat. But the promo was, if you guys recall, 150 PV and you got so many points for Leaders Retreat, 130 PV and then you got so many points. And what I learned from that, okay, so just remember, we can always learn. What I learned from that is now that when people start with like a base combo plus something, they're 100 times more successful. I mean, hands down. And what I found that it's been really easy to sell that. And I never offer somebody, okay, yeah, how about just some Slim and Ease, or how about just triplex? Every single person I talk to, I know exactly what you need. You're gonna need triplex plus active, triplex plus ease, triplex plus X Factor plus. And the people who have the plus are being way more successful, right? And I tell them, we can figure out what you're going to need the next month. So that was one of the things. And Restore was such a great pick as well, because you all know, not only is it detoxing, but it's also got the appetite suppressant components to it. And if you consistently use it for at least 60 days and beyond, then you're going to notice you're going to be making better choices.
I forgot about
So
too.
what?
I forgot about the lean too. So when I did
Oh,
that, I fell in love with the chocolate lean and said this would make my mornings, sometimes lunch, sometimes dinners way more convenient to make a lean shake. With little kids, they want, mac and cheese and chicken nuggets, and you don't have to say no all the time, but I don't need to sit there and eat Kraft mac and cheese and chicken nuggets. So that's a night when I'll make a lean shake. Or if they've got peanut butter and jelly for lunch, I go, I could do without that and I could have a lean shake. So I've been having lean shakes 4 to 5 days a week as well. Um, dinner, breakfast, lunch, depends on the day, but that's another thing that I know has helped with the weight loss as well.
right. That's right. And I know it's something that I do a lot too, because let's face it, we're all busy, but we want to make healthy choices. And so, you know, I do that, Dee Dee does that. Now, do you think that that's what we tell our people? Yeah, of course we do. It's like, hey, you're busy, but you want to lose weight. Guess what? We love lean shakes. And you know, and we've got that testimony for them. And another thing, okay, just by having Dee Dee or anybody do the reset, you're getting exposed to 8 different products. And actually, the I'm just trying to think. Did you do did you do the reset before you started the restore? I can't remember what the order was, but a lot of people will try the restore in the reset, and then, you know, will continue with it. Or maybe they never tried active before, or maybe they never tried hydrate. That's a huge one. It might not be something that somebody picks, but they understand how much better their body feels when their day is busy and they're drinking hydrate. So then the other thing is that Dee Dee really seamlessly went into sharing. Of course, she was loving her products. She did our New Year, New You, whatever it was, challenge. So that's where she got the information. This is why challenges are so important. This is where she got the information for the macros and for, you know, figuring out how you're going to eat. And this is going to be a healthy lifestyle. And this is a different choice that you can make. And as a matter of fact, I had her set up My Fitness Pal for me when she was here, because I said, I know and understand macros. But when I did that, because I had hired a nutritionist a couple years ago, I was writing it down by hand, which is fine. But oh my gosh, My Fitness Pal is so much better. And So she helped me set that up so you can really see where your proteins, your fats, and your carbs are coming from. And that's another thing that we learned really. I had known as well, but it was emphasized in our challenge group, is that you have got to bump up your protein. So in order to lose weight, in order to burn fat, all that stuff, you need protein. So you know, that helps with that. That group helped with that. We had people in there. I mean, all of those things. So then she seamlessly was sharing because she's having success. She's doing the things. I'm guiding her along. And so tell me a little bit about Dee Dee, about you sharing and kind of how that went.
So Cheryl asked me, could you jump on Facebook and just put up this post that says, I want to shout out my friend Cheryl for getting me started on these products. I'm already seeing some changes. I'm down, whatever it was, 5, 6 pounds or whatever. And the brain fog is lifting and I've got some more energy and things are going well. And I had a couple people comment on it. And I had just said, like, you know, drop a comment or like this post and I'll connect you with my friend Cheryl. So I put them in a chat and I was like, here's my friend Cheryl. She knows all the things. And see you later. Like I hung out in the chat and I listened and I started learning and I encouraged. But other than that, I was like, I'm not coaching. I'm not checking in. I'm not doing this stuff. I don't want this. And my attitude really has changed. I've had to do a little bit of soul searching and really open myself up a little bit to this, but this opportunity has presented itself and the income is coming in and it's really changing my family's life. I have shared a number of times now about I shared about the reset. I shared about the changes with the headaches because of the active. And then Cheryl said at one point, I don't remember what it was one night. I think it was like, I haven't taken medication in a couple of days because of the headaches or whatever it was. She was like, that's a post. I was like, yeah, I know. I'll put one up. So, and I did. And every time I put something up in a post or in a story, somebody has commented or sent some kind of follow-up message. It took me months, took me a few months, but I finally convinced my mom to jump in, and my mom's having a lot of success. My aunt's having success now, and my aunt is seamlessly sharing as well. So the system is really easy to duplicate. Last month, I ended up signing 7 new people, earned that iPad, and put another 700 something dollars in my account. And I was able to go to Dick's Sporting Goods last Monday and swipe my card for $500 for my kids to get all the baseball equipment that they needed for the season that I never could have afforded. We were going to go with the backyard gloves that were in the yard that we had used for years, the bat that's literally crooked because my kids just beat things with the metal bats. And they didn't have a backpack and they didn't have batting gloves, which you don't need at 6 years old. But I didn't have to say no. I didn't have to say no. And that was the biggest thing for me to say to my kids, look, mommy worked really hard this month. And I could have put myself up in a hotel and had a full day spa with this money. But like, I want to spend it on you guys because you're seeing how hard I'm working. And I want you to be able to benefit from what I'm doing too. I'm trying so hard to change my family's life. And this income, I think really is going to be, it's going to be that for me. That's where I'm shooting for now.
Yeah, and so you see that shift that can happen, and we will say that a lot because you know, you actually, people are actually getting their products covered. They are seeing the changes that can be made. And like you know, like Dee Dee said, she's not unfamiliar with network marketing or several streams of income because she has it, she gets it, she understands it. And she asked me a question. She said, well, you know, when do I have to kind of try and figure things out? What does Plexus say about doing other stuff? And I was like, when you get to be Emerald, I said, you're going to get the car allowance, the bonus pool, you'll get the trips to Hawaii or Maui, or she knows about the Alaskan cruise, right? She makes all my graphics, right? So, so she says, oh, okay. And I said, and who wouldn't want that? And you're like, well, yeah. And I took that as, I'm like, okay, we're going Emerald. She said something like November. And so I get her on a call with Alita and she's like, I was kind of kidding about the Emerald stuff, but you know, we talked through it and about how that can make even more of a difference for her family, and just some head trash to get rid of, right? When we're vision casting, because there are thoughts that can keep us back, right? And so again, Dee Dee made the decision. She's like, oh yeah, you know what? I'm running for Emerald. And she has her boyfriend in on it. He's like, I want to go to Mexico, because I said we go to Mexico. And her kids are invested. They see what they're doing. Like, they are her stakeholders, and she brought them into it. And that's like one of the things that we always talk about, doing that. So she's very coachable, and she's doing all the things. And she's so good at sharing, and she's really, she's a natural about it. And she actually is really good in the chats. And just so you all know, she's running her own chats right now with her Aunt Laura, because Aunt Laura told 8 people about how she did so amazing on the Slim Down with Ease challenge. And we didn't even talk about that. Dee Dee did that too. So I don't know. I just thought this would be super inspiring for you guys to hear. And yeah, I mean, it's not like I haven't known Dee Dee for years, but there was just that shift, and her and I work really well together. So yeah, anything else you want to share, Dee Dee?
I would just encourage anybody, and I know we hear this all the time, we say it all the time. Like I said, I've been in network marketing for almost 9 years. Like this is the thing. Follow up with people. Keep putting the seed. Keep planting the seed. Keep. Cheryl and I have worked together for 4 years. The number of times she said, you could use some active. You could use this. You'd be really good at this. Like you could help with your income if you just try and flex this. And the time just wasn't right. My mindset wasn't there. And even when I started taking the products, my mindset was not like, the first few people that I introduced in the chat, I messaged them privately and said, Cheryl's taking over because I am not doing this. I don't need another thing on my plate. Health is not my thing. I don't want to be coaching. You can't make me do it. I'm gonna put you in there, and she's taking over. And all those friends have come back to me, and they're like, so something shifted. Yeah, something shifted, because I've seen what's possible. I've caught that vision, and my kids are seeing it, and my kids are reaping the benefit. And to me, that's everything, because when you're on full disclosure, when you're on government assistance for years because your ex leaves you with nothing, that vision of being able to provide without having to ask for help all the time is so motivating. And Alita said to me the other day, it's a mix of inspiration and desperation, and that's what's driving you. And those words just keep playing in my mind, like, yep, she's right. Like, I've been inspired by these stories that I've heard and these people that I've seen in the lives that are being changed. But there's also that feeling of desperation, like, I need to make this happen for my kids. I need to do this for us. And I know that I can. I just need to keep my head down and make it happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And Dee Dee motivates me too. Like, she was out messaging me for the opportunity event. I'm like, hell no. I was just like, I gotta be back. I was just like, no. So, it's just really fun that way. And Dee Dee is going for, and will be, I have no doubt, Fast Start Gold this month. And so follow her, cheer her on. And I thought of a post too, Dee Dee, because everyone on my team knows that's a post, that's a post. That's all I ever say. But you could do one that talks about being tired as a mother is not a badge of honor, and then whatever else. Yeah. So I was just like, oh yeah, I thought of that while you were talking. So thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for being a part of our community. And I just can't wait. I can't wait for Emerald. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining, and keep pushing. We're halfway through August. I mean, August, April. I knew it was an A. April, and the momentum, ride the momentum. When a team is in momentum like that, you can draft. Just do it. We've got $25 off right now. Who knows when it's going to end, but keep pushing until it does. So, okay, everyone, have a good day. Thanks.